Microsoft stated it by releasing beta versions of Windows and making people pay for them. Microsoft, I think, has gone down the wrong path. I'm not a big fan anymore. Yeah, I think that some people. Wait, go ahead.
Um, I was gonna say whenever these people had just walked over. Um, One thing I was watching something the other day, and if you've watched GTA 5, they've gone down this rabbit hole of that pretty much no matter how much money you make in GTA Online, you still you still have people that are having to do these not small microtransactions, huge microtransactions of like $40 or $50 up to $100 to be able to afford a single car in the game.
Are they
And
are they really
they
microtransactions at that point?
that
Or are they just
at that point
transactions?
they're definitely not. I mean, they're buying the game t- two times, four times over.
Yeah.
But but what is absolutely and will make me never buy a Rockstar game again is that Rockstar has openly said that is how they're going to make all their games from now on.
Sure, it worked.
They're not
They've
going to
made
be. They're
played
going
plenty
to
of
get
money.
away from. Well, they're going to get away from single player games at all, and they're going to go straight to that kind of online gameplay so that they can make as much money as they can.
Yeah.
Which means I'm never going to buy one of their games again if that's the route that they plan to go.
And that's what you got to do. And thankfully, gamers do it, man. Not a lot of other people out there in different fields, protest and stand up for it. But when Xbox was talking about with their new one, Xbox One, making that as like online only, a lot of people
Yeah,
who are like in the military who don't always have the option to have a internet access connection, but still like to be able to play the console when they're stuck on ship or on base and they're not allowed to leave. Even people who are just not able to have internet, even just as regular civilians, weren't happy to see that, and they banded together and they made sure that their voices were heard. And I think they eventually fired the president whose idea was to do that, and they changed it a little bit. And yeah, so I mean, if you stand up and you just hit them where it hurts in their pocket, you can make them
yep,
change. But they're making plenty of money, so they're not getting hit in the pocket. People have voted, and their vote was we like microtransactions. I'm not one of them, but apparently everybody
me
else
either.
is.
I don't even understand how people can just sit down and say, I'm going to spend $100 so that I can have this inanimate object in a game for 100. It just doesn't make any sense.
I don't know if I would look at it that way, because the same thing we're doing is I will spend, $100 over the course of 5 years to get my character up to levels, whatever max level and all this equipment. Somebody else can look at that and be like, why would you spend $100 to do that? I look at it as if I buy a video game because I'm old, in the sense of I grew up with video games that when I bought them, that was it. Right? I own that game. I owned everything that I could do on that game, and there was no charging me for extra stuff, so I could achieve the top score of that game. Uh,
I think the only thing that is going to be off-putting for me with Pantheon is a monthly fee.
yeah,
I
I'm not a
mean,
huge fan of that either, but I could live with it. I paid for that for Everquest. I could probably do it again. It wouldn't be that big of a deal if I really enjoy it. But that's the thing. If I'm not enjoying it, I'm not gonna pay for the next
yeah,
month. I got a lot of games to play for the channel. I got Everquest to play as well, and
yep.
I got to be able to make that worthwhile for me in the long run. So we'll see. I think it's gonna be fun, at least for a little bit, and maybe even longer. We'll have to wait and see.
I'm about to ding, and I don't have any of my spells.
But you're right here next to your city, so it's not too bad.
Yeah, I don't know where all my spells actually come from, but
City, you get all the spells over
true.
there.
Well, some of them come from Inuthul Swamp at the
You
hand.
don't have to go to Inuthul Swamp. That is a place you can go instead of going inside the city. But if you can get inside the city, you can buy them all there.
Well, no, dots are only sold in Inuthul Swamp.
No, they're actually sold in the city too.
There's Affliction. I'll look it up, but I'm pretty sure Affliction is only purchased at I thought he was Mob's one. Pretty sure that that only is gettable at in the Thole Swamp hand merchant.
Let's see. Kush says, yeah, I think some people pledge for the pre-alpha thinking that they get to play and enjoy the game when in reality you get to pay to test the game. Pre-alpha is what it is. In a way, I guess you're right, but at the same time, anybody who's paying that much money, I would hope that they were aware of what a beta or alpha is, and they are still, I'm sure, enjoying the game. They get to go in, they get to try out this stuff, they get to be part of the discussion with the devs, they get to run in and rub elbows with the devs, and for some people that might be worth it. That alone, to be, just heard by the developers in some way, and they get to be there. Like I want to be there right now. Like after watching that stream, I
Yeah,
want to be playing it right now. So even if it's broken, even if like mobs get trapped on the wall and I keep losing all my gear, like I still would want to be there trying it out. Now, would I be there tomorrow if it was really aggravating? Would I be there the next day and the next day and the next day? Would I be still interested in the game if I had been playing it for the last 2 months straight? Maybe not, probably not. I know there's been several alpha games that me and Srcyer have gotten access to because we do videos for YouTube, we do videos for Twitch, and
yep,
they give us access to them sometimes not just days or weeks or months, but sometimes years before they give access to pretty much anybody else. One game in particular, me and Srcyer have been playing for about a year now, Astroneers, and that game, maybe you can expand upon this, Srcyer, but that game for me has changed so drastically from the point of when I got it to the point that
yeah,
it is now that it actually feels like a completely different game in a good way, but a completely different game nonetheless.
yeah. I mean, they had to, they took the time and said that these people are having to dig dirt all the time. Why don't we give them an ability to use that dirt for something? And so they ended up giving us this ability now to turn dirt into actual physical items. Then they said, "Hey, these items that you can find, these researches, they were giving them random items that really seem to fall in line with each other, meaning that you would get the truck, then you would get the crane, and then you would get the drill bit. Why don't we make it so that they can decide how they want to spend these points or get their items?" And that was a huge change that really made it fun.
Focus. Now I agree with you on that. It's just kind of strange that they could change a game so drastically to the point where before you didn't really have any reason to mine dirt, like you said, and then after they put in that little addition, you couldn't have enough of it. You actually,
Yeah.
several times we've gone in there just to create a tunnel in the middle of nowhere that all we're doing is really collecting dirt.
Yep.
And that's cool that it changed that much. Now that's one of the good examples that we have found of an early access game only getting better,
Yeah.
and
I
being
mean,
part of that experience has been positive for us.
even the change from the previous time we played to this last time we played is like bar none a leap and bounds. I mean, just
Yeah,
the way things connect to each other,
the graphics.
um, the graphics of everything, the vehicle changes, all of it. I mean, I don't know about you, but I don't remember there being any vehicles. I mean, we may have had one falling completely through the world, but it was because of the fact that it was tearing through the world because of the way the hole was made, something like that.
Right.
But we didn't have vehicles jumping all over the place or anything like that.
Oh yeah, it's definitely not as glitchy as it used to be. They fixed a few of the issues that were the major ones. They made the lag better when it came to online play, which were just absolutely horrible the very first couple times we logged in and tried doing that, to the point where you couldn't even play with me on those games. And
Yeah,
that's the experience I think the people who are in pre-alpha or pre-alpha got to have. If they're going to be able to talk about that, you probably see it when we get into it in the alpha or the beta. They'll be mentioning when somebody complains about something, they're going to be like, yeah, you guys have it easy. It used to be this way. And, you know, that's what you get when you're super early into a game. Unfortunately, the same thing happened with Astroneers a little bit. Is the only time we go back and play it is when they have done a patch, because we've already done pretty much everything in that game. And I think the same thing will happen to the people in pre-alpha or pre-alpha, because they're taking so long to do the stuff that they want to do. And that, again, that could be a good thing. It could be a bad thing. I don't know just yet.
Well, I don't think it's really that bad, though. I mean, they just released pre-alpha in December or November, and they're already on their third wave of pre-alpha.
Yeah, third
I
wave.
think that's actually good.
It sounds amazing, right? The third wave. Third wave out of how many? They haven't specified. So third wave out of 100, 10,000, a million.
But the fact that they've progressed at all
every game
from the
progresses
first wave,
if you're putting any effort into it. I mean, that's definitely a good sign that they haven't walked away from it altogether.
I mean, they haven't walked away from it at all as of yet.
Yeah, just. I want in. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, we all want in. We all want to be able to play.
You know, I want in, but then again, the yep, there it is, ding 24. The thing that I kind of feel like is going to happen is that because of the fact that I was in alpha or beta, is going to
get burnt out.
No, it's not going to wear me out. It's going to take away that feeling of playing the game for the very first time at its finished, polished version, because of the fact that I have been playing this game ever since such and such date to release date. I mean, I am going to get an ability that other people aren't, to be able to play and touch and feel the game that other people aren't able to do.
Sounds like you're gonna be inappropriate with this game or something. You touching it and feeling it, and getting down with it. I mean, how far are you going?
I'm just saying that you know what I'm talking about. The very first time we played Everquest.
I know what you're saying. But I mean, at the same time, if you do go that route, you're gonna be joining day one into a game that a lot of other players have played pre-alpha, pre-alpha, and beta.
And they know things that nobody else knows.
Yeah, and so the game's not going to be, like, fresh for everybody. I know with Everquest, the amount of people that were allowed in there as testers was very, very small. So day one, you didn't have people running around saying, oh, the best loot is found here. And when you go into a zone, you didn't see camps already set up, because people know this is where a named mob spawns, and he spawns every 17 minutes, and he drops one of these, maybe 5 items, and maybe those items will be changed because it's brand new and it's a finished product, or maybe they won't be, but they know more than you know. And the only way you're not going to see that is if you get in there as early as possible. So your first experience could be the early access that you're talking about.
True.
Then again, you could always wait, several more months than everybody else. I'll be in there, though. I'll be playing it, dude. I'm gonna be, kicking.
Oh yeah, I'm not saying I'm not going to. Just saying that I won't have that first day.
I think you will, just in a different way. Yeah, years later, if the game is as great as we all hope it will be, you can sit back and you can talk about how you were, a beta tester and a big cheater, and you got in, you got to see things you weren't supposed to, and you got your FPSS day one because nobody knew it was in the game, and they didn't take it out. It was off a level 1 skeleton off in the middle of some courtyard that only like 5 people knew it was there, and did a hot fix to shut it down. Like, you're gonna have crazy stories, dude. I think that's gonna be the charm of being in there so early. Let's see. No, the Kickstarter failed. That's why they are doing donations directly through the website. Pantheon is the game we're talking about, by the way, guys. For those of you who are wondering, they did a stream tonight, and it was pretty cool to see. They did a stream a couple of days ago as well, so kind of a lot of build-up. They're going to be at PAX. If any of you guys are going to that, I really wish I could go. They actually emailed me a couple of days ago asking if I was going so I could set up an appointment with them, but I can't make my trip all the way over there. I would love to do it. I'd love to be able to try the game out. And that would be, you know, the time to kind of ram it and be like, hey, you guys letting anybody else in? Maybe maybe not just those 2 streamers. Maybe you guys will let some other people in there.
Yep.
How's my mana? I'm at 25%. Let's see. Hey, War, how you doing tonight, man? I paid $100 for a Star Citizen ship I never used like 5 years ago. Gonna pull for a bit while you made. Oh, sweet. All right. Sounds good. Not even going to try a Red Dead Redemption 2, Cypher? Not even.
No.
Really? I like
No, you know why? Because Red Dead Redemption 1 wasn't even on PC.
No.
And there's no way they're... I mean, even if they do bring Red Dead Redemption 2 to PC, I probably still won't play it.
Why, you hate that company that much?
I love Red Dead Redemption. I had an Xbox at the time that the game came out. I beat that game after playing it nonstop for over 40 hours.
Cowboys and zombies.
It was not zombies.
They had an expansion, I think, with the zombies in it, right?
I didn't play any of the expansions. I just liked the pure game. I like going out and hunting, or there was a town that was north of the town that you start in. And you could just go there and tie people up and drag them behind your horse, or I mean,
sounds so
it
horrible.
was literally one of those lawless towns that you could go and shoot everybody in the town, and there was no law that was going to come after you did that.
No Sylvester Stallone coming in and being like, "I am the law."
Yep, none of that.
That's one of the things that we have seen that Wild West Online video game kind of talk about is if you are a player and you want to enforce the law, you can actually become the sheriff and then get bounties to go out there and, you know, arrest people or, you know, if they resist, you do what you got to do. It's the Old West. That's kind of cool because it's kind of like Red Dead Revolver, but a little different.
Yeah. There was a game I liked also called Guns. And I wish they would have done more with that game.
Guns. I don't think that sounds familiar to me.
It's Gunz. Maybe it was Guns too that I played more, but you could scalp people in that game, and
getting realistic here now. You get the rumble pack in there when you do it.
No, but I mean, Red Dead Redemption was pretty bloody. If you went up and you got the hide off of an animal, you would see the carcass of the animal without the hide and its legs and its head.
I guess that could be a little graphic for some people. I bet there is an option to turn that off, though. Let's see. Yeah, I agree with you. I just meant more that maybe some thought they can log in and just play on their own leisure whenever not fully realized what pre-alpha means. Maybe some viewed it as more of early access, so to speak. Normally, I would agree with you on that and say that was probably the case for a number of people. But the price, the price point wouldn't... Again, there's probably some rich person out there who's like, $10,000? Yeah, that's like 20 bucks to me. They wouldn't do the research. But most people who are spending $10,000, I would like to think that they looked into it pretty heavily, probably.
Yeah. I mean, there's only going to be a certain amount of time that I can even play Pantheon based off the subscription itself.
How long is the subscription after the early access wears off?
I don't know if you have to pay a subscription while early access is on.
Oh, no, don't say that. That's horrible.
I mean, I don't know if that, because one of the things in the description of it is that you get so many days, it's like 1 or 2 months free, but I don't know if that's during pre-alpha or after
It
pre-alpha?
better not, because with pre-alpha or alpha or beta, you're not going to be able to log in every day. There's going to be days where it's down for maintenance, maybe
Yep.
even weeks where it's down for maintenance. And if they're charging you for that above and beyond what you already pay to get into it, that is going to be a money grab I am not cool with at all.
Yeah.
Especially considering we won't even be able to talk about it because of the NDA.
Yep.
But we'll have to see. I don't think they're going down that route. That would make a lot of people upset, I'm sure.
I just got a game the other day that I have an NDA for. That's I can't talk about until the 17th.
Can't talk about Fight Club, guys. First rule of Fight Club, don't talk about it, which is why everybody knows about it. I don't really have enough info to comment on whether the Kickstarter failed or not, but all I can say is that you can take a look at all of these new big MMO games that have come out. Sure, they have a lot of money behind, but the quality of the actual game maybe not so great. There's a lot of video games coming out these days where you're kind of questioning what era, what decade it is that they got produced in, because the graphics is so low compared to what that they can come out with. Pantheon, though, like I said, it's gotten better. It's gotten better, leaps and bounds to where it was just a few months ago. So if they make one more jump like that, one more giant leap in graphics, I think it will look pretty amazing. But they're also trying to balance, I'm sure, the requirements for people to play it. They don't want to make it so graphically intense that people with lesser computers can't even log in.
Yeah.
Which is a nice razor edge to follow, and definitely is not difficult in the slightest. But hey, look at this. We got 3 mobs here. So we got a nice little group of them. If you want to back one of those up.
I mean, I can tank a few. I mean, we can't really back them up because of the pet.
Come over here to where the pet is and just attack the Shin warrior that I'm on. The other 2 are rooted. Or back it up a little bit. Yeah, there you go. Back it up. Back it up.
1 second. I'm making sure I get a slow on him because he's a hard mob.
That's a good one right there. Let me see if I can root him. That pet is tanking pretty well, though. He might die here in a second. Let me jump in there since he's not backing him up. Someone needs to take these hits.
Yep, I'm gonna heal him.
There he goes. He's backing the pet up.
His pet's probably about to die because of how he's moving in there.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
Kill the Shin first. Shin needs to die.
How close is that one? Pretty close?
Yeah, he's at 8%.
I'm getting wrecked here, dude. I'm getting wrecked.
Here, let me take the Shin. He's resisting.
Ooh, yeah, low health aggro. I think it's. Oh yeah, I'm staying away. All right, that's all yours, dude. I got it. I'll heal myself. Let's see if you can kill him. I think it's better to have a smaller indie company behind the game, but they have their head in the right place when it comes to designing the game. That's my take on it. I agree. That's why I'm excited about it. Same thing with Cypher. We're wanting to get in more than anything.
Now. We want to get in now.
Yeah, it ain't gonna happen. It ain't gonna happen. Not for a few months. If you could taunt this guy off of me, he seems to have a nice little inner flame for me. He's buying me some gifts on Valentine's Day.
You gotta stop attacking for me to get aggro.
There you go. It looks like the mage lost his pet.
Yeah, I'm blinded.
You still got 33%, and you are attacking the mob, I think. No, you're a little bit right on top of it. You might have to back up a small bit. No, there you go. You're just really, really slow.
Yeah.
So he's bashing my face. He's at 0%.
Here, let me root this guy and move away.
You are all on that mob by yourself, dude.
I have no mana to heal myself or anyone else.
I'm sitting down. I'll get you with some heals. As soon
I
as
can't even slow it. I don't know why the mage is standing right on top of him.
He's about to die too, and I don't have any more mana to heal him yet. I think he was trying to take a little bit of the hits because we were taking so much
I
damage.
mean, I'm an ogre. I should be taking the hits.
Yeah. He does have a
I
decent
have,
weapon. He has that one from Soul B. That's 99 plat right there. I think it has a proc on it too if you can get it to land.
yeah,
We'll see. I think we're gonna survive this, right? What's the mob at?
32%.
I did see on today's stream though for Pantheon, they said that the tab key was the default button that would allow people to cycle through targets.
Good.
And I guess that means you have to do the WASD keys as your arrows rather than the arrow keys, or maybe they will give people the ability to change them up as they see fit. I'm hoping they do.
I mean, I always use WASD tab.
I do now just because that's the default as much as they try to force it down you. Some games used to use the arrow keys, especially like tank simulator games were always the arrow keys for some reason. And the WASD keys were like the elevation for the front turret.
But then you're throwing your whole keyboard all the way over to the left side so that you can have your fingers on those keys. And then, I mean, that's why whenever EverQuest changed to the ability to use WASD, I just gave him my whole keyboard back, and I was happy about that.
Right.
Because I'm not going to control my character with my left hand because that's what I use for my mouse.
It comes down to preferences. I got used to the arrow keys because there was a number of games that I played that was the default. And I got used to it on those. And then when I switched over to other ones, I was like, WASD, that's weird. And that was the default for a lot of people, too. So I just had a really bad...
well, you can't...
I'll pop.
Let
me get you with a heal.
I do have slow mana. I have 300 hit points still. 380. I need your DPS.
My DPS? I don't got that much DPS.
You got a stave of DPSness. See, you hit it once and it already started moving. You're doing that 60 damage, yo.
67, yeah, I crushed for 60, 67 at the same time. Nice, I guess now that the level cap or level damage cap or whatever it's called has been removed, I'm actually doing more. There should be one more cap that once I pass, you know, my damage should be increased significantly with this weapon.
Yeah.
Let's see. Darth uses the ESFX button. The ESFX button. ESFX. How do you do that with the X button? Are you using the same finger for the S and the X, or are you doing it four-fingered?
I mean, sounds like you're using a space for an X, or
he's basically doing the exact same thing, except he's going over slightly and not using the S key, you know, like right down the middle. He's skipping over the D button.
Yeah. It's kind of like the old simulators whenever you had to use the ting key. You would have, it was what, like...
I always used the joystick when it came to simulate. Like, you had to. Otherwise, you had to use all these weird keys on there, and it just never felt right.
I still have mine, too. I still have my my simulator set up. Has a throttle, multiple channel throttles, so I could control two engines at the same time. I could control. I had 37 buttons on just the throttle alone.
37, jeez.
And then I had on the actual controller itself, I had 4 mode options, so that I could program each button for each different mode depending on what kind of plane that I was flying.
You had a lot more fancy rig than I did. I had, you know, throttle and like 2 other buttons that I could program onto mine. Mine were simple, but, you know, good enough that if you want to fool that before he starts buffing himself up too much.
I only have 40% health, That is the well, he is the lower level
Yeah,
one.
he's single, so might as well pull him before he gets a date. I'm gonna start healing you up too. I use my middle finger for the E and the X. Yeah, I guess that works. It's not as
That's
comfortable.
a big jump.
It is a little bit, and I guess you'd have to be firmly planted on the S and the F, otherwise your fingers might move down a little bit when you move it. But it's something that you're probably gotten used to, and I don't blame you if that's what you're more comfortable with. My brother loves the keyboard. He's like Srcyer. He just cannot play on a joystick. I grew up playing on a joystick more than I did on the computer, so first chance I
Well,
get, I use a 360 or Xbox One or something.
the thing that I'm not used to is I maximize. I mean, whenever I'm moving, I think, okay, well, I have to move this all the way over this way. I don't have that innate smooth feeling whenever I'm playing on a controller
Back him up.
to okay, to slowly be able to control something. And then there's people who are really good at it.
Yeah.
I'm not one of those people. Give me a keyboard and a mouse, and I can make those things happen.
See, now the mouse is definitely the more accurate and faster version for playing like a first-person shooter. You can turn around a lot faster. The DPIs on it are just insane if you actually get a real gaming mouse or, pretty much anything other than like a cheap Logitech mouse that you're going to get for like 15
Yeah.
bucks. You're going to have more DPIs than a controller. But they do have a nice combination of the two. Now, with the controller, I've always felt that jumps and movement was a little bit smoother than the mouse wise. It's a lot easier to hold down, going at an angle than it is on a keyboard because you have like the up arrow and the left arrow if you're going to be going at a diagonal. But you can't control as easily the speed at which you do that in some video games as you can with the controller. So the movement, they have the small like nunchuck that you can use, and then there's a mouse on the other side, and the two together are supposed to be something that like hardcore gamers who are trying to be competitive tend to use more often than not. So I think there's a good balance between the two. I think that both of them have something that they're looking for, something that keeps people coming back to it, whether it's a controller or a keyboard.
All right,
Which is
let's
why that
get
argument
some
has kept going
hit
for
points
some
and
years.
mana.
Yeah, definitely, because I can only heal you so quickly, and we both still have Cleric Plus on.
Yeah, and my mana is not regenerating fast enough to take on as many mobs as we've been pulling.
I did pull a little bit more than maybe we should have from down below. We just gotta recover from that, and we should be good for this room at least.
Yeah, I forget what we were talking about, or something I was going to say.
Controller
Oh
versus
yeah,
keyboard.
I know that controllers people will just get a feeling for them to fine tune them. That's why they're really good Call of Duty um, and those kind of games. People are able to use those better for those games.
Sometimes it depends on what they're used to.
But they also have like quick I think they're called quick strips or something, that instead of having to press the buttons with their thumbs for for like X square, whatever those buttons are, you actually have buttons that are on the bottom of the controller, so you always have your fingers planted on the two moving joysticks.
Right. Yeah. There's a lot of attachments you can throw onto them.
Yeah.
Some of them. Oh, his pet's going out there. You got that regardless of whether you wanted it.
Well, I mean, I'll slow it, but
how's your buying wound? Because we do have a mage in the group with us who could.
I don't buy it.
I mean, you could. You're a shaman, right? It's going to be something you might do in the future.
No,
until you get
I'll
regen.
never do it. I get regen this level.
Oh, well, that might be worth it then. Whenever you get, how close are you to that level?
I'm already that level.
Oh, well, do you want to head out and get your spells? I think we might wrap it up here in just a few anyways.
Let's see where it's sold. Okay, I can go to Ogok for Canalize, and I can go to Ogok for Regeneration. So yeah.
Alright, well, I guess let's tell this guy we're gonna be heading out. Let's see, tell him he should be using Bind Wound all the time. Can't do it while you're sitting. I know you can do it while you're fighting as well, and that's kind of a nice little technique to use when you're
Oh, I do it.
soloing as a warrior.
I actually have a macro for bind wounding myself while I'm fighting on my warrior.
I am heading out.
Okay.
Let's make sure we don't train anything. Yeah, I got a couple mobs on me. These guys
Okay.
always attack.
I know. They're stupid.
Can't wait to kill these dudes and come back with a higher level ranger.
No, good move back.
Oh, they're green. I don't think we really
Yeah,
have
I'm
to
just
waste my time
gonna.
reading them.
I just don't want to be hit by both mobs because I'm lazy.
But yeah, guys, we're going to go ahead and wrap up the stream here. Just wanted to kind of come on and talk about the Pantheon stream. See if you guys were as excited about it as it seemed everybody who's watching was, and what your thoughts were on it. So if you guys have any last questions before we head out all the way, definitely now's the time to go ahead and post them in the chat. If not, you guys can look forward to more Everquest streams here in the next, well, actually, like 7 hours from now, I think is...
Yeah.
somewhere around there is when I get home from work, and we'll do some more streams. Ooh, Imez's corpse is still here, and he's completely clothed. Did not have a good day.
No.
Level 19 Enchanter last time we saw him. I don't know what he is now.
Hopefully not 18.
Enchanters, though, are one of the few classes in Pantheon that I've been looking into. Sound pretty interesting. Definitely different from the Enchanters of this game. So,
yeah.
Do you think Nybris would like the new changes?
I really don't know. I mean, we have yet to even see their spell list.
That's true. We haven't shown it yet.
I mean, we don't know exactly what every ability does, or if at higher levels they get an ability like Clarity that they can buff, and then they also do mana over time with their damage that they do.
It sounded like they were trying to stay away from buffs, more of group synergies, playing off of one another.
I mean, that's cool and everything, but it's hard to do that whenever you oh yeah, let's get the going.
You got Spirit of Wolf? Oh, you got
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I got so.
Oh, do you? Give me.
Yeah.
And if you got Cure Sickness, I'll take some of that. Cure Disease.
I got that too.
I want all the goodies.
Let me get some mana so I can cast the stuff.
When do you get Cannibalize? This level as well?
This level, yeah.
Regen and Cannibalize at the same level. Tell me that is not a coincidence. Okay, Sicken is falling away. You don't need to do that.
Okay.
Alright, let me go over here and camp out. But guys, thanks again for watching. Hopefully you will join us tomorrow. Till then, guys, I'm AC Gamer.
This is Cypher Deck.
And we'll catch you soon.
Yes, sir.
Hey guys, and welcome to the disembodied voice of AC Gamer. We are definitely going to be doing a lot more series in the future, but here are a few of them that you guys might find interesting. Of course, you're more than welcome to check them out. I would love to hear your comments. Again, if you do enjoy these videos, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe. It's definitely the indicator that I use to tell if you guys want to see more videos like that, of that particular game style, of that series in the long run. So when you guys leave comments down, it helps me decide whether we should keep doing it, as well as whether you want to see games like that in the future. And here are a few of them right here. I kind of picked out a few of different genres. We will be doing spotlights for other YouTubers in the future. So if you want to get a little shout out, definitely let me know. If you group with me, chances are you will get a shout out in here eventually. But for now, these are just 4 series that I have that I feel like could use a little bit more attention and that you guys might actually enjoy as well. Thanks again for watching, guys, and we will definitely catch you all next time.